Okay, didn't. I tried this before and it didn't take. Joke for the day. There once was an evil guy who lived in Kansas, a little town called Salina, or is it Salina? And he was a sinful man. St. Joseph was sitting up in heaven and he said, this guy is sinful, but he has a redeeming quality. He loves little dogs. So he thought if you could get this guy by the name of Gene to pray to him, he'd turn his life around and to heaven. So Joseph comes down to earth and he appears before Gene. And Gene says, "Hey, who the fuck are you?" He says, "I'm St. Joseph." And he says, "I'm here to tell you, if you, every morning, you get out of your bed, you kneel down and say a prayer to me, I'll guarantee your salvation. Go into the kingdom of heaven." So Gene said, "Hey, that ain't a bad deal." Every single morning, he hopped out of his little bed in little Salina, Kansas, said a prayer to Joseph, and then went out and committed every sin in the book. Oh boy, Joseph was mortified. He said, "It didn't work out the way I thought it would." But as things would happen, eventually Gene grew old and died. He went up to the pearly gates and Peter looked at him and said, "Hey, what are you doing here? Get down below. You can't come in here." And he said, "Now you wait a minute." He said, "I made a deal with Joseph." I said, got down on my knees every morning and said a prayer to him, and he guaranteed I'd enter heaven. Peter says, "No amount of prayers get you in here." He says, "Well, you better get Joseph out here then." Well, Pete picks the phone up. He says, "Hey, Mabel, Pete down at the gate. Get Joe out here." A little while later, St. Joseph comes out, and he says, "Peter, I made a terrible mistake." He said, "I promised this man that if he said a prayer to me every day of his life, he'd enter heaven." And he fulfilled his end of the bargain. He did say a prayer, even though he committed sins after it. So we have to let him in. Peter says, "Ain't no way I'm going to let him in." Joseph says, "You have to." I gave him my word. Peter says, "You couldn't have given the word. You can't. He cannot come in here." Joseph said, "If you don't let him in, I'm going to do something drastic." And he said, "Go ahead. Go do something drastic." And with that, Joseph puts his head inside the gate and he yells, "Hey, Mary, get the kid and let's get the fuck out of here." That's the joke for the day.